Hiya, I'm a work in progress man, a man behind the smile, in a lifelong journey and a mission to becoming a more conscious, holistic leader every day of my life. While I may have been very successful in integrating major parts of my mental health journey, like some of the triggers and some of the trauma I have gone through and healed parts of them, to have a really different ways of rethinking my mind. There's a retuning of mindset with mindfulness practices and other tools and techniques. I'm still work in progress when it comes to my personal relationships, and also to live a conscious holistic leader life where I can create other conscious leaders and becoming a community builder one day. But also note this, if you're already struggling with mental health and have chronic depression and also other challenges, suicidal thoughts, manic depression, please keep seeking support from other professionals. If you're on medication, keep seeing a doctor. If you're seeing a counselor or a therapist, please keep talking to them. It's a lifelong journey. I'm just coming into you from a spiritual perspective and different ways of thinking, and be curious to this level of thinking and being. Bit of a context about my life. I always felt like an imposter, never fit in anywhere. Always had this massive void in my life. Always an anxious kid. Always very overwhelmed. Lived in fear. Never felt very comfortable within my own skin. Having body images didn't help my confidence either. Always felt like I didn't belong anywhere. I didn't fit in anywhere. So I didn't know what else been happening in my life. So I just tried to fit in by getting onto this way of living, fight and flight mode of living. It's only got into more trouble for me when I had gone through heartbreak, and later on divorces and losses. I had to sell everything I had to live, becoming a minimalist. And all the way through, I was still living on the surface. I still didn't want to face what is really going on, to stop and look at my patterns, what is the common themes have been happening. But it's only started to shift when I started to connect with other communities. Through this journey, one thing I can tell you is keep experimenting with different communities, keep experimenting with different passions and interests you have. That will keep you away from all of these dark places. I even found myself in suicidal ideations, the thought process and the darkness. I have felt the darkness. But I'm so glad, if you could remember one thing out of this, remember this framework, or remember this in agreement you may want to look at, the affirmation. It's all about learn. Learn means have this mindset of an explorer, mindset of an experimenter, the curious seeker, and to learn to listen what's been happening inside of you, that noise. Can you quieten the noise through mindfulness practices? Just go in the nature, do something fun. That is the only way you're going to let go of the things that's been stopping you, including people, including toxic environments, your old patterns, your old stories. That is the only way forward to letting in something amazing. New way of thinking, letting other people who will support you on this journey. Without me connecting with other coaches and trainers and spiritual guides, I wouldn't be here in front of you talking about this. And finally, to love yourself by forgiving who you are and who you are right now, including with your mask, including with all the scars, including with all the pain you have and the trauma, to finally live your future version of yourself. Because guess what? You haven't met her or him yet. That is my message to you. Then finally you can start to take off these masks and live the life you deserve.